Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we are back and we're discussing Drake again. Now I say again, but I'm pretty sure the last time I talked about Drake might have been back when there was all this weirdness about his rapport with Millie Bobby Brown, which I still think is really fucking weird. But anyway, I haven't spoken about him since then, I'm pretty certain, and honestly I could have gone a really long time without acknowledging his existence. But here we are. So Drake makes another legal move against Universal over Kendrick Lamar diss track, Not Like Us. Now, one quick thing I did want to point out is that there's a lot being said about this on Twitter, and that's actually how I came across all of this because honestly, who remembered that Drake was even on the planet? There were two viral tweets. One said, Drake suing Universal because quote unquote Not Like Us was so popular instead of suing Kendrick for a defamation for being publicly called a pedophile is the funniest choice of all time. Someone else tweeted, Drake, there's a song calling you a gay deadbeat pedophile running a sex trafficking ring with 500 million streams on Spotify. It does not have 500 million streams. As you can see, all this is already being turned into a joke, which, you know, like we can have the laughs about it on Twitter, but it's actually relatively serious considering pedophilia is involved in all of this, even if it's just an accusation. So Drake has taken legal action against Universal Music Group for the second straight day in his feud with fellow hip-hop superstar Kendrick Lamar. For the second straight day, Drake has taken legal action against Universal Music Group, this time in Texas, over Kendrick Lamar's diss track Not Like Us. It follows a similar filing in New York on Monday in which Drake alleges UMG falsely pumped up the popularity of Not Like Us on Spotify and other streaming services. So I will say, I do think it's absolutely insane that the first order of business for you would be to say, oh yeah, this song definitely doesn't have X amount of streams, over, oh yeah, this song called me a pedophile sex trafficker. If there were a list of priorities, I think I'd want to clear the pedophile sex trafficker priority list before I hit the, this is racketeering, these are fake views, fake streams, whatever the fuck. I'm just saying that was a choice. That was a choice. The two court moves have taken the bitter beef between the two hip-hop superstars to a whole new level, with the parent company of the labels for both men now pulled directly into the fight. Tuesday's filing in Bexar County alleges UMG engaged in quote-unquote irregular and inappropriate business practices to get radio airplay for Not Like Us, including making illegal payments to San Antonio-based iHeartMedia. The petition, a precursor to a potential lawsuit, seeks depositions from corporate representatives of both companies. The filing takes aim at UMG for allegedly knowing that the song itself, as well as its accompanying album, art, and music video, attack the character of another one of UMG's most prominent artists, Drake, by falsely accusing him of being a sex offender, engaging in pedophilic acts, harboring sex offenders, and committing other criminal sexual acts. See, this is exactly why it's almost unbelievable to me that your first issue would be like, hey, why does this song have so many streams, as opposed to, hey, this song is calling me a sex offender, this song is calling me a pedophile, this song is accusing me of all these things, but that's secondary. And I mean, obviously there is a connection, right? Because the song that has all of those streams is the same song that's quote unquote defaming him, right? So I can understand why you'd have a problem with the streams, because it's like, hey, this song has been listened to so many times and it's defaming me, which I think would add to a defamation lawsuit considering how widespread the song was, right? All of this is a little bit weird, and it's also like, why now? This song didn't come out yesterday. Anyway. The filing points out that the song calls Drake a certified pedophile, a predator, and someone whose name should be registered and placed on Neighborhood Watch. See, like, how can you not contest that as a first thing? Anyway, the petition says Drake could sue UMG for defamation, among other claims. A UMG representative did not immediately respond to an email seeking comment on the new filing. In a Monday statement in response to the New York filing, the company said, the suggestion that UMG would do anything to undermine any of its artists is offensive and untrue. We employ the highest ethical practices in our marketing and promotional campaigns. I think we all know that's a lie, but moving on. I don't particularly expect any type of entertainment industry to have any type of ethics at this given point. That's just me. Maybe that's negative. Oh well. An email to iHeartMedia representatives seeking comment was also not immediately answered. The New York petition is also a precursor to a potential lawsuit and alleges UMG fired employees seen as loyal to Drake, quote, in an apparent effort to conceal its schemes. The back-to-back legal maneuvers represent a major and possibly unprecedented escalation of a hip-hop feud, especially with the label representing two of the biggest stars in music sitting at the center of it. Drake, a 38-year-old Canadian rapper and singer and 5-time Grammy winner, this is so irrelevant, and Lamar, a 37-year-old Pulitzer Prize winner who is set to headline the next Super Bowl halftime, were occasional collaborators more than a decade ago. That changed when Lamar began taking public jabs at Drake starting in 2013. The fight escalated steeply earlier this year. Not Like Us, the wildly popular Lamar single released in May, was an especially vicious moment in a flurry of dueling tracks from the two artists. So as of now, that is where the information stops. So in terms of the alleged inflation of the streams of the song Not Like Us, there's this other article that says Drake's attorneys claim success of Kendrick's Not Like Us is artificial. The Canadian rapper's attorneys claimed in a legal filing Monday that Universal Music Group and Spotify, quote, conspire to artificially inflate the popularity of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, Billboard reports. However, Drake's Frozen Moments LLC claims that Spotify used payola and bots to artificially boost Not Like Us. UMG did not rely on chance or even ordinary business practices, Drake's attorneys wrote, as reported by Billboard. It instead launched a campaign to manipulate and saturate the streaming services and airwaves. The timing of the filing, which Billboard notes could precede a lawsuit, is notable. On Friday, Lamar released the surprise album GNX, a love letter to Los Angeles that continued his antagonizing of Drake. Lamar also released the first music video from the project, Squabble Up, on Monday. Spotify declined to comment. Lamar has not publicly responded to Drake's claims, though if the past is any indication, he's likely to do so in a future song. So I think this is interesting because in one way, this is all pointing to a level of tomfoolery. And when I say a level of tomfoolery, it's like, I understand the point of diss tracks, I understand the feuds amongst people in the entertainment business, feuds that some people engage in on purpose in order to stay relevant. All of that, yes, we've seen that it's not brand new information. That being said, I do think there is something of ridiculous and surreal of calling someone a pedophile as if it's the same as a diss track, because those are serious allegations. It's not saying you don't write your own lyrics, your girlfriends all hate you, something that, like are still pretty shitty things, but we're not talking about crimes against children and sex trafficking, right? So even calling this a diss track is somewhat silly and surreal because realistically, you are accusing this man of something so heinous. And we also have to recall that Drake was already being looked at with suspicion when the whole thing was going on between him and Millie Bobby Brown, their friendship that seemed unusual and, potentially suspicious. The fact is that this isn't just a diss track, and I think we all know that this is a lot more significant than just dissing someone. These are serious allegations, and they have been since the song dropped. I'm wondering why the timing is now, and in fact, the mention of Lamar having a new album coming out, or that's come out, I don't follow these things. That would make sense in terms of timing because people will be looking up Kendrick Lamar's name if he has a drop coming soon. But anyway, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Honestly, I would be very curious to see how a case would go in this particular situation. I don't really care about the boosted streams or whatever. If that is the case, it's obviously important and they shouldn't boost the streams and blah, blah, blah. Duh. But that is far less interesting to me than what would happen in terms of defamation. So I'm very curious to see how this all proceeds because it's only just come out that Drake is planning on doing all this, and already there are memes, already there are reactions, and we don't really even know all that much. So as details come out, I have a feeling this is going to turn into more of a shit show, and I can almost guarantee that Kendrick Lamar is going to use some aspect of this for some lyric, for sure, at some point in the future. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.